US stock index futures have fallen sharply ahead of the opening of the New York Stock Exchange on Friday. This was compounded by the release of hotter than expected inflation data. Want to know more? Keep watching. Hello, I'm David and this is Trading Today. Friday morning in Europe has seen a sell-off across US and European stock indices, perhaps led by the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500. These were down ahead of the release of the latest US inflation data. This time it's core PCE, that's personal consumption expenditures. It's also the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation measure. Just looking at the headline year-on-year figure, this came in at plus 4.7%, well above the plus 4.4% expected. So we not only had seen a sell-off in stock indices, but we saw them head lower after this figure was released. So it's not great news as far as inflation is concerned. And bear in mind, this follows on from a hotter than expected PPI, that's wholesale inflation number, the other week. And indeed, although CPI was down on a month-on-month basis, it was still again above expectations. So, we've really got investors starting to worry that inflation is going to prove a little bit sticky. Although, as FOMC member Loretta Mester has just mentioned in a speech just before the data came out, it's come down a long way, and the fight against inflation is some way down the line, but it remains a problem. Inflation remains sticky. It's still well above the 2% target that the Federal Reserve have for inflation. The other thing that Loretta Mester said, a number of things, she said that she doesn't see a recession on the horizon for the US. She also said that she favoured a 50 basis point rate hike at the last meeting, but she said that any future rate hikes will be data dependent. And of course, that comes just before the release of this data, of this piece of data, and investors were really cognizant of that fact. Also today, we heard that inflation in Japan is at a 41-year high, and this is just before we get a handover in April from Kuroda, the old governor of the Bank of Japan, to his successor. So it's all happening there as well. So it's shaping up. Could be a tricky end to the week. We'll just keep our eyes peeled and see what happens. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please like and follow. And as always, best of luck with your trading. Goodbye.